Hello everyone, this is Snow from Figuring It Out, and today we are going to be creating custom models for a custom component. For example, you can, for example, have vmodel that binds the data to the default value, and you can have custom, for example, uh, uh, check check mark, for example, and then it will bind to the check mark value. And this is a two-way value, so every single imp function, every single value that's emitted by the child component is stored on the parent component. So you don't need to have custom emits and uh, that annoying kind of stuff. So I started with basic Vue 3 initial program. You can, however, start with whatever you want. I mean, you can already use it in your own application. This is default view behavior. There's nothing new or no included library that I'm using here. Uh, so to get started, I just have a basic setup going. This is app.view with a custom with a component called hello world. This is initial setup from the repository. Oh, sorry, the npx. But yeah, so we'll start with starting with defining our props. So we'll do define props and we'll do a default model value. And we will also define emits as well. So define emits is equal to emit. Let's do define emits. Define. Oh, okay. Define emits, and then I will do update model value. Update. There we go. And what we're going to do is actually do a computed that's going to be stored in our const value. So we'll have two functions for getter and setter. Come on now, get computed style. So to get the value, we'll do props. We'll do return props. If I can type, that is define return props, and then we'll return the model value from the props, and then we'll do a setter function that's going to emit what is it going to emit is update model value with the value. So this comes with a value, right? So this is not going to be a callback function. This is just going to be like so, right? So what's going to happen now is, for example, if I do an input here and I type text, for example, and vmodel value, and then, for example, if I have a const input value here, just gonna do ref, make it an empty string for now, and I'll just bind it. I don't need to do vmodel colon model dash value because it's the default one, and I can just bind it value. So if you'll see here, come on, find props is not defined. Interesting. So did I type it wrong? I think I did. Oh, whoops. This is going to be like so. Right. Is that fixed? Yeah. Okay. So it's nothing new, but I don't get any errors in the console, of course. But if you go back, go to the view DevTools, if it works. All right, it's not working. Fine. Then I'll just print it out here. Input value. So notice here, this vmodel is attached to the child component hello world, but nothing really is changing it here. All the functions and all the values are being emitted by the child component. So there we go. Now what's interesting is that you can actually bind multiple values to the custom component. So for example, if I do check mark here and can create another computed, and I'll do get and set as well. And I'll also have to define another emit. So this is basic standard. You have to do update colon, and then you can type in what model would be model would be updated. So in this case, I will do the same, return props dot check mark in this case. Then I will do emit update check mark, and then I'll also emit the same value. So I will just use a checkbox for the input, and I'm just bind it to check mark value. And then to use it here, for example, and I'll just do const check mark is equal to ref, and I'll do false for default. And I just need to use it for the same one. So I'll just do v modal dash, sorry, colon check mark, check mark. It should have shown up here. I'll just copy paste it here. Check mark is equal to check mark, right? And to show it, I'll just do check mark. Okay. I know there's a lot of check marks. I understand. And we are getting an error. This could be this. All right. Yeah, sorry. There wasn't really an error. I just needed to refresh the application once. So default value is obviously false. I can just type in the text and I can actually select the check mark and it shows up on the parent component. Completely fine. So yeah, that's how you basically use the models and bind it to your custom component. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something, and if you enjoyed my content, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and I'll see you guys in the next one.